is out on Joker 2. Everyone hates it. It's a huge bomb. And apparently, unless you're a horny theater kid who's into musicals, you're gonna hate it too. That's been the public reception. I'm very disheartened to hear it because I was a huge fan of the first one. I got really excited when I saw the trailer for the sequel, but apparently this follow-up is a huge slap in the face to the original because there's just no storyline, that it's just a big musical with a lot of singing and dancing. It doesn't even feel like part of the original story. That being said, public opinion hasn't always been spot on in the past. Sometimes we miss the mark as a society, and I'm gonna approach this with an open mind. So I'm gonna head to the theater right now and decide for myself, is Joker 2 really that bad? But first, it is time to see how the cats think the movie will go. They're gonna decide for themselves. They're gonna bet if the movie's gonna be good or bad. Is it gonna be good or bad? What do you think, girl? Deep in thought she is. She's having a very difficult time with this. How about this? Whoever guesses right gets a treat after I get back from the movie. Do we have a decision? Oh, which one is it? Oh, bad. The girl thinks the movie's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a bad movie. It's gonna suck. It's the boy's turn. Ooh, look at this. Oh, look at this. The boy thinks it's gonna be a good movie. All right, whoever's right gets a treat when I get back home. And if you lose, you get strapped to a vacuum and set on fire. It's only fair. How's it going? Just here for one? Have you seen this movie yet?
I have not.
How's the reception been on it?
It's mixed. So
It's mixed, yeah.
It depends on who you are. Some people like
Sure.
it, some don't.
I love musicals, so I might like this one.
I do love music.
Yeah. My birthday party was like Wicked themed.
Oh, cool. So I'm sure you're excited for the movie.
Super stoked. How's it going? Is that bullet bourbon I see? I'll just do that neat, please. Yeah. Have you seen Joker?
I have not.
Okay. How's the reception been around here?
Some people have liked it, some people haven't.
Pretty mixed. It's bad? I love musicals, though. I love musicals. I dressed up as Sweeney Todd one time for my cousin's funeral. That reception was mixed as well, but I've always just had a thing for musicals. I love them so much.
Oh, well, if you like musicals, I'm sure you'll like it.
Well, 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 that movie was not great. There's a lot to unpack here, but I'm gonna try. Let's start with the good. Let's start with everything that I liked about Joker 2. Don't worry, this will be a really short list. The cinematography was good. A lot of shots looked very pretty. I was like, oh, nice. It's a very lovely looking movie. If you own a bar that, you know, like one of those artsy bars that has a projector that's always playing like a movie in the background, then just play this movie, put it on mute and let it ride. It's a very expensive live wallpaper is what this movie is. Acting, pretty good. There's Arthur Fleck, who's the Joker. That's Joaquin Phoenix. He does a great job. Although I feel like his performance, like they weren't really utilizing him to his fullest because there's so little that actually happens in this movie, so little action, so little drama and tension that it doesn't really utilize his Joaquin Phoenix's full potential as an actor like it did in the first one. And then you have Lady Gaga, which did a fine job. I think she did good, but you know, I have a weird thing where it's like if it's a mega famous musician who's also acting, it's hard for me to separate those two. So I kind of just saw her as Lady Gaga trying to act the whole time. Her music, obviously, it's like, yeah, she sings good and stuff like that. That's it. That's the end of my good list. Everything else is just downhill from here. Starting with like the musical aspect of this film. A lot of people are like, it's a musical. That's stupid. That's dumb. I was a little skeptical. I was like, how much music is in it? How many songs and ballads are actually in this thing? How much of that makes up the whole movie? Turns out a lot. I did some benchmarking. I had my timer out the entire movie and I was timing every time a song would start breaking out. I would time exactly how long that song lasted. It's about 30 minutes of the movie. About 30 minutes combined of the movie is just singing, you know, these like ballads, right? Which if you give if you consider the runtime, total runtime of 2 hours and 18 minutes, just over 21% of the movie is singing. La 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 la. That's a lot. And across that 30 minutes, that's broken down into 14 individual songs. So if you do the math, that's on average a song that busts out, and the songs were anywhere between 1.5 to 3 minutes long. There's a song that plays roughly every 10 minutes of dialogue, which would be fine. I actually wouldn't even mind that if the songs had anything to do with furthering the plot. It did not develop the story whatsoever, and there were some opportunities, some really big missed opportunities there. And spoiler alerts. There's spoiler alerts. It's a shitty movie. It doesn't matter. There's one scene where the Joker's attorney tells him like, "Hey, I think Harley Quinn's playing you for a fool. I think Lady Gaga's not who she says she is." And they bust out into a song right after that. It would have been great if it actually was like, "That crazy bitch lied to me about her weight, so I devised a plan to buy a scale." Whatever. Like that would have at least progressed. But instead, it was just love songs. They were all, out of the 14, I would say 12 of them were just about them being in love and had nothing to do with the story. Like, you could rearrange all the songs in any order and it'd be exactly the same. Not joking, it was crazy. Which leads us into the plot. So the plot is hardly there. There's not a whole lot going on. I can summarize all of the main plot points of this movie within 5 seconds or less. Joker falls in love, is found guilty of murder, gets dumped, then killed in prison. That's the whole movie. Those are all the things that happen. Ask anyone who's watched the movie, that's all that happens. Let me just break this down. The movie starts with the Joker in Arkham Asylum. He's awaiting trial for all the murders that he committed in the first movie. And then he joins a singing class for inmates, for patients, where he meets Harley Quinn, and they fall in love pretty instantly and start singing, "Ah, the one, the one." They bang one out. That's where we find out that the Joker is a one-pump chump. Made me feel a little better about myself. At this point, we're already 50 minutes into the movie. We're halfway to the credits rolling, and that's all that's happened so far. Finally, the Joker's trial starts, but we're in this courtroom for the next hour. For a solid hour, we're just in the courtroom. His attorney's like trying to plead insanity. Like, look guys, he only killed those people because he was having a psychotic break, because he was coping with all the pain from his shitty childhood. Arthur Fleck and the Joker are two separate entities. The Joker lives inside of him. It's a whole thing. Then the Joker's like, you don't know me, you don't know who I am. So he fires his attorney and decides to represent himself. Does a terrible job. He's just yapping, it's just word salad. There's one cool, semi-good scene with one of the witnesses. He's talking back and forth. But apart from that, it's just, it's just nonsense. It would have been a good opportunity for a cool monologue or some fun Joker antics in the courtroom. Kind of like how we saw with the talk show scene in the first movie, which was really good. It was none of that. So eventually the Joker breaks down in court and goes, yeah, actually, it's just me, Arthur Fleck. There is no Joker inside of me. I have no alter ego. I'm just a broken man. Which felt kind of like, I felt cheated in that way, because I think a lot of people, including myself, went to this movie wanting to see the Joker or Arthur Fleck really transform into the Joker, into this crazy murderous villain, but he doesn't. He gets really close. He gets just right there, just at the tip, and then he backs off. It felt like the movie was edging me the whole time. So that was a huge letdown. I could see why people are disappointed about that. And so the jury's like, yeah, this guy's crazy. They give him a verdict of guilty. While they're reading the verdict, a random bomb goes off. It just explodes in the courtroom. There's no context as to where the bomb came from. It's like ringing, and then that gives the Joker a chance to briefly escape. He's running the streets. He meets up with Lady Gaga, and she's like, I thought you were the Joker. I thought you were cool. Turns out you're just a psycho weirdo dude that, is a one-pump chump. I'm gonna go start a fire and try looking cute somewhere else. And so she just pieces out. He's like, ah! He's just like, this whole movie is just him being a simp. You don't actually get to see him do any fun, crazy Joker stuff, which I think a lot of us wanted, but he's just a big simp the whole time. She leaves him, and then he gets rounded up by the cops again, thrown back into the asylum, where a random inmate, just as random and confusing as the bomb, there's a random inmate that shows up out of nowhere and just stabs the Joker like 20 times. He bleeds out and dies. And then in the background, there's a very last image of the movie. You could see the inmate using the knife to cut the smile scars on his face. So it's like, what the hell was that? It just seems like the producers were like, oh, we'll do this like cool baton pass from one Joker to the Heath Ledger Joker, and all the people will be like, oh my God, that's so cool, there was a tie back. It's like, no, that was just a sad, lazy, confusing, nonsensical attempt at fan service, and it just didn't work at all. The last 20 minutes of the film are arguably the worst. And that's saying a lot because there's just a lot of crap in here. It just felt like they made the whole movie, didn't really have a plot, and they're like, you know what, this plot sucks. Why don't we just make like 14 songs and we'll just splice them in? But then how's that gonna, we can't really make that tie together the story. It doesn't need to. Just make all the songs about love. I love you and you love me. Like, that was the whole movie. So it's a movie best, again, left on mute. Don't watch it. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. As you guys heard from some of the movie theater staff, that there were mixed reviews, so some people actually did like it. We just can't be friends with those people. No, I'm just kidding. Am I? That's it. Don't watch Joker, what's the official name? Joker Foie de Gras. Don't watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher the name because they butchered the movie. All right, girl, you were right. Here's your treat. Eat it up, you've earned it. Boy, you're coming with me.